We are now ready to set up our document using APA Style. For a more in-depth explanation of APA Style 6th edition, please consult a guide such as this one provided by the Learning Center at Fanshawe College. Let's begin by looking at the general rules for APA formatting. The font type is Times New Roman at a 12 size. We're going to need to double space our document. Our margins should be 1 inch on all sides. We're going to begin with a title page with numbers on the top right, and we're going to need to include a reference page. We've already looked at how to change the font for our document. However, we can see that this current document needs to have Times New Roman 12-point font. Next, let's check our margins. The term margin refers to how much space is between the edge of the page and the start of the text. To change the margins, we can go to the Layout tab, Margins. This is the normal layout for the current version of Microsoft Word, but if you are using an older version, you may need to find the 1 inch on all 4 sides. The next thing we want to do is make sure that our document is double spaced. Now, to do this, we are going to right-click in our document and go to the Paragraph option. From this, we want to go to Line Spacing and select Double, and then press OK. Here you can see that I have a document that's completed. However, it is in single line spacing instead of double. So I first need to highlight the text, or to highlight all of the text, I can press Ctrl and A, right-click, Paragraph, and then double space. One thing that is very important to remember is that for our documents, we want to make sure that each new paragraph has an indent. This is not the same as when we're writing an email. When we write an email, pressing the Tab button will often move to a different element on the web page. So, because of this, we usually do not indent our new paragraphs. We want to make sure that all of our paragraphs are indented. To do this, we simply press the Tab button. This document looks pretty good, however, it needs a title. To do this, I will write my title. I now want to put it in the middle of the page by using the center alignment, and I will bold it. My APA document is starting to look pretty good, but we need to add a title page. To do this, we can create a page break. This means that this text will appear at the top of the next page, no matter what I do on the page before it. To create a page break, we can press Ctrl and Enter. Another way to create a page break is to go to Insert, Page Break. When we want to see where our page break is, it is very easy if we use the Show and Hide option. Here we can see that my page break starts here at the beginning of the page. Now I have added 3 lines. This will allow me to write up in here, but as soon as I go past the page break, it will take me all the way to the next page. As you can see, no matter what I write here, it will keep the text at the top of the next page. When creating a title page, we want to make sure that it is double-spaced and that we are using the center alignment. In order to make our title page start in the middle of the page, we will press the Enter key 4 times. Now let's go back to our Learning Center APA guide. As you can see, when we create a title page in APA, we need a running head followed by the title of our document, the title of the paper, our name, and Fanshawe College. We also need a page number in the top right corner. Now, returning to our document, let's begin with our name. The title of our document, and the name of the institution. We now need to add a header. This will appear at the top of our page. However, it will not affect any of the text below it. In APA formatting, we're going to use a different first page header. So to access the header, we just need to click up here where the header would be, and we're going to double click. This will bring up our header option in a Design tab. We want to select Different First Page. You can see that it is now the first page header. Let's add a page number. We're going to go to the page number option and click it, then go to Top of Page and plain number 1. Now let's write the name of our document. As you can see, it is Essay 1. Now on the first page, we will start with running head and then a colon. This tells the reader that this will be the title of the paper. I will now write the title of my document in all capital letters. I can do this by pressing the caps lock button. Now I want to move the page number to the right side. I can do this by pressing the Tab button. One time we'll put it in the middle or center of my document, and once again to move it to the right. I can now exit this header by double-clicking inside of my document. However, since the first page header is different than the rest of the document, we will need to go to the next page and do the same thing. However, this time we will not use running head, but we will only use Essay 1. So I will double-click into the top of the document where the header is. I'll put a page number in. We can see that this is page 2. And then I will write the title of the document and press the Tab button 2 times. Click outside to close the header, and I now have a header for each page. The final step is creating a reference page. In order to create a reference page, we should use our APA guide to see the proper way to cite our references. Let's look again at this document from the Learning Center. You'll notice that we have our reference page style reference. However, we also have our in-text citation. This will appear in our document, and this is the way that we will cite for our reference page. You can notice that with APA style, we always want the author's last name followed by the year, both for our reference page citation and our in-text citation. Let's return to our document. To set up a reference page, we want to create a page break again so that our reference page will always appear at the top of the next page. I will press Ctrl and Enter to do this. Next, I will write references. I will bold it and put it in the center. However, we do not want our actual references to be bolded, so I'll turn that off and I'll go back to align left. However, references are a little bit different than our regular documents. This is because we want the first line to start here at the start of the page, but we want all of the other lines to be indented, which makes it easier to see where each reference begins. In order to do this, we want to use a hanging indentation. Now, to find the hanging indentation, it's going to be the same process as double spacing. We're going to right-click and go to Paragraph. However, instead of line spacing, we'll go up to Special and select Hanging. As you can see, the first line starts at the beginning of the page, but all other lines are indented. Let's click OK. I have now created a reference page with a number of different references. However, as you can see, they are not in alphabetical order. Now, you could do this by yourself, but Microsoft Word has an easier solution. Simply select all of the text and go up to Sort in the Home tab. It will then ask you whether you want to sort by paragraph, headings, or fields. We'll leave this as paragraph, the type is text, and ascending, and we click OK. We can now see that our references are in proper alphabetical order.